Am I live? Am I good? I believe I am good. Light is green, all is good. I think YouTube's just gonna take a moment to do its thing. Otherwise, hello there everyone. Daedric Diamond here, and welcome back to another episode of Slay the Princess. The last time I had a poll set up to rather determine if I would slay the princess, but as it turns out, this is one of those games where every single choice, every single little choice, seems to affect an outcome. This game has a very... I don't want to put this. Every action you do can determine things. It determines a kind of universe that you'll enter. I guess to give an example, it's like giving someone a strawberry Gatorade when they asked for it, or instead of giving them a strawberry Gatorade, you give them a blueberry Gatorade, and you suffer the consequences of that choice. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that things seem to start off small, but every little action seems to bring a whole different outcome. Funny, I guess, because I believe I actually was talking to someone about this game yesterday, and we had a very interesting conversation on the many different parallels of the universe, I guess, and very similar universes that are happening at the exact same time, of course with some differences being minuscule to start, and then eventually getting to the main decision points that can change things fundamentally. But otherwise, without further ado, I'm gonna quit yakking, and this time, let's see what can be gotten.
On a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Now, I am gonna start up
that cabin
from a save file, because I don't know how this game's true ending is. I just know there's a lot more endings, and there is a lot to this game that can be explored. So, I'm probably not gonna be exploring or as cautious this time, as I don't have a poll to go off, so I'm gonna go completely off my own intuition of deciding what I do from here on out. But otherwise, I am going to try and do some things differently this time. I'll even throw this out that after this, I did do a little more exploring and may have accidentally gotten 3 different outcomes. So, I'll probably try to redo them if I can, but otherwise I've been trying to avoid anything too major. But of course, I did accidentally unlock 3 because of a thing I was trying to do, and accidentally unlocked another path as a result.
You're here to slay her.
Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm not gonna bother with the dialogue this time, as I pretty much know the story.
Up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the... We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a prince. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
We're gonna proceed. And I think I'm going to do one path that I tried to...
The interior of the cabin
finishing the game.
Bare.
I don't even know if I'm gonna finish the game, because there is so much to this game. I don't know if the true ending requires me to get every single ending, but I am gonna try to at least get some things differently. Now, I'm going to start with something that I kind of did accidentally, or rather something I looked into. So, I'm going to start with taking the blade, and then recreating a situation I found myself in.
To slay the princess and save the world.
So, let's enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing us. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Who's there? It's me. It is I. The supposedly emo guy, according to chat. It's Emo Kid.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
You know, funny notation. Is it weird that simply picking up a dagger really changes the personality of the princess. I'm not joking, like, this princess has a complete character change just from the simple act of picking up the dagger. Like, picking up this dagger made her bitchy but competent, but if you leave the dagger behind, she becomes sweet but kind of, a klutz. Just a funny notation, I guess.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Alright, so I'm gonna do exactly as I did when I did the thing that I did off stream, so...
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I believe in a certain timeline of off-stream, I believe I have done that.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I feel like I fucked up already. I don't know why. I don't remember her saying that. Was this a by chance thing?
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this. You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
I have only regret.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
It's never the end, is 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 never the end. And if you have not played that game, I am not spoiling it.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course not. That was way too easy.
It's over. Don't get all worked up.
But is it?
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Again, is never the end, 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 is never the end.
I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
You know, how did you suddenly get the teeth and the eyes? Again, it's just one of those, every action has a consequence. And there is going to be another instance I'll show off on what I mean on this.
Quick, let's get out of here.
After this run-through, of course.
It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die.
But it's never the end, you see, narrator. I have the power of the parable on my side, if you know what I mean. I believe the hero might even be named Stanley. Actually, what is the hero's name anyway? Is it literally Stanley?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the...
Alright. I will do only one thing different.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
That's mightily sus, narrator.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
We know about her.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful.
Indeed.
Just stay focused and you'll be fine. The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
That blade is your implement. It is your life. It is your pushing F and G on the keyboard. Stanley, the hero.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
And away goes the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
That is not the voice of someone in distress.
There is something so wrong with that voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
She's trying, but she will fail.
As you descend the final step, The form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Now, this was as far as I got before I stopped, because I was just like, maybe I shouldn't go too much further. If memory serves me best.
I wonder if she remembers us.
She probably does.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us.
Look
but
at that
she can't
devious
hide
smile.
that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Alright, let's save, here. Because this could go wrong.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Wrong. Hmm. Screw it.
The princess falls silent, her smile unwavering as you charge across the room.
This feels too easy. I know what's gonna happen, probably. I put money on it. She has a weapon somewhere.
Okay, she hasn't pulled out a knife yet, and her hands are still behind her back. I think we can do this. I think we can win. We just have to strike now, but make sure you keep your eyes on those hands. I don't trust her for a second.
I have to agree with Mr. Voice of the Cheated. There's something about the hands being behind the back, and no reveal.
But your focus is broken by the horrible sound of metal slicing through meat.
That sounds like a royal fuck up there.
Whose meat? Not ours, right?
Hers, at first. Then yours.
Hehe.
I have been defeated again.
How? What did she even hit us with?
You stare down at your chest and at the long, thin blade she impaled you with. And then the red, angry slit along the flesh of her thigh, where the blade had been nestled just a moment ago. It's still lodged in her leg, emerging from her knee, hinging up and out of her body like some extra metallic limb.
Ah, clever. So the blade is hidden in her body. Her leg's a frickin' blade.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
No, that's pretty dang clever. We got a little bit of, Trigun going here, except it's a blade rather than a gun.
You're going to die now.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
With a twist of her knee and a painful squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, the arms race.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh,
Fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
that doesn't look like a cabin. We don't even look like we're in the woods or a cabin. We look like we've entered the jungle? No? What is this long grass? Never mind that. We're like in some kind of long grass.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do?
Aha, okay. I think the cheated is taking a whole new strategy. He's just saying, oh, fuck that. We're not playing by the rules, narrator. Screw you. Now we are setting up the battlefield. is a forest of needles and blades. Ah. Also, welcome, welcome.
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
Initiate the cheat codes, cheated.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore.
Good. It's better that way. Without a fight, no one can win, and if no one can win, then nothing has any meaning.
Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times?
At least twice now.
This is our third?
Well, third time. Third time.
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
Ah, responsibility schmonsibility. We're here to do one thing, and one thing only. At least for this run.
Nah, impossibly high stakes make the fight so much better.
Let's just stay focused, shall we?
I hope we're getting more than just that knife.
The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Oh, we're gonna need more than a blade.
This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
We will win eventually. Hell, we might even win now.
You guys cheated me. Now I'm gonna lose.
That's a fighting spirit I like to see. You could all learn a thing or two from this one. I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
If it's in our way, let's just break it and move on.
Okay.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess.
Exactly. Getting revenge. We will wipe this mirror clean.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. It creaks open. And the mirror's gone. How surprising. It was never there. Just an illusion.
Let's just get to the princess already. I didn't care about the mirror before, and I care about it even less now.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
It sounds like we're gonna have already failed, because I already must have bumped into something sharp.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore.
Good. This just makes things easier.
But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's got another thing coming if she thinks we're going down easy again.
Pride makes us dead. The only thing that matters is survival. Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Exactly. We'll get vengeance this time. We're just gonna save first in case I fuck it up again.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Exactly.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
They were probably doomed to begin with, but that's irrelevant now.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
The future doesn't exist.
Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
I mean, we did take the offense last time. I think this time, you ought to take the offense.
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Hey, voice of the cheated, you know how you started us off in the cabin? How about give us infinite health? How about another weapon? How about another blade, if at the very least? Or how about quick dodging skills? Now would be the time for cheat codes. Plop on the Game Shark. We're going to unconditionally surrender. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. Yeah, after all the other times that you've tried, you know, fighting her. Oh, now we try wooing her. At this point, I think negotiation is irrelevant. Alright, let's see. We're going to fight her again, and we're going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let ourselves feel it. Which means we're gonna feel it. Throw the authority, puff her up a bit. There's no reason we can't talk this out. All of these ideas suck. Think about something better. You know, I'm going to agree on that sentiment.
Yeah, that's right, we just have to think. There's probably an answer if we think.
Just standing there, huh? A bold strategy.
Yeah, standing there. It works. Because we're on the defensive.
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room, blades flashing in the dim starlight.
Now would be a good time to consider a dodge roll, at the very least. We are capable of dodge rolling, right, narrator?
She skewers you.
Absolutely fuck you, narrator. Absolutely fuck you. That's cheap. No, I'll accept it. I fucked up again.
Ow. What a surprise. Yeah, we don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I don't like that we died without us knowing it. This really, really blurs some lines that I prefer not to be blurred. Are we still dead? Are we alive again? How are we even supposed to know the difference?
Wait, did we activate cheat codes and turn on infinite health?
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead.
I think someone turned on infinite health.
This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
It's gonna take 10 of us to take one of her down, isn't it?
We don't need any other voices chattering about in here. It'll just confuse us. All we need is to keep fighting. Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Oh, cheated. Do you have a better idea?
As long as we keep moving.
Come on, show me something new.
Okay, how about a new weapon, me?
Okay, plan now.
Okay, plan now. It doesn't work, and she kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs as your conscious leaps from the life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. Then you skewer yourself.
The consequence of just pulling out the dagger from her. God damn, Jesus Christ.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. What's the point? It's all the same. Skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
I agree. How about a nuclear bomb?
Okay, let's go again. Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
I think this variant of her pisses me off more than any of the other invariants I've encountered. This is like a cheating child that you just can't defeat. She's a Mary Sue. End of story.
You're cute.
You're ugly. I liked the witch one better. The one that was on the thumbnail. She's even more prettier than you are. You're a machine, for God's sake.
See? We're getting better.
We're getting cheated.
Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No, you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time.
She skewers you. I'm calling it.
You're right. One last time, that's all we need. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason.
Made out of blades. Multiple blades. Appeal to reason. Like, that's gonna work. Yo, welcome. I'm feeling very, very cheated. So cheated, I regret this path. But I'm committed. I'm gonna stick to it. As much as I wanted to save and reload, there's no going back. There's only going forward.
Skewers you.
Thank you. I knew that was gonna happen.
And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Mutually assured destruction. Can I get a nuke
All right,
now?
don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand.
You mean our useless dagger? So useless that I think we should throw it out the window, the hole, and ask for a nuclear bomb. It's the only way we could stop her at this point. Slaying the princess is like asking a girl out. The more straight you are, the higher the What? Oh, okay, I think I see what you mean. The more to the point you are, the higher the chance. I don't see how that has any relevance to do with defeating a princess, but... Okay, well, confusion.
What if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore. Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman? I'm sure I can think of a better way to die. They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Yeah, we've only died 1,000 times. We're playing on legendary difficulty in this game at this point. The princess probably isn't even a princess anymore. She's probably a frickin', I don't know, Terminator armed with so many blades, pointed in each direction.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Oh my god, that already makes me think we're not even dealing with a princess anymore. We're dealing with a monster.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only... It's more of a slide. We know. Fine, I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along.
Thank you.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this.
At this point, narrator, you're irrelevant. Go be irrelevant. Go sit in the corner and cry. Cry louder for the audience. And cope.
Don't care, just want to win.
It was not clear that you're dealing with a monster. Oh, Lemon, I think it will be cleared that I'm dealing with a monster.
Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
Okay, so she's not a monster.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now?
How about stay quiet and give us cheating powers? How about she doesn't say... How about you don't say it, she doesn't present it. We go and get a cheat blow in on her face, knock out her teeth, finally slay her this time, and we win. And then in another life we woo her very, very hard. I guess you're also a monster. Oh no! It has been revealed that I may be a monster this run.
Yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
If it's a nuclear bomb, we just need to detonate it.
Here we go. Now.
Okay, is it a nuke?
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
You could literally...
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit!
Actually, you might be able to win this time. If we just throw the dagger right into the heart and don't miss.
Gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
She's nothing but blades. She's a literally living Terminator.
Yes, behold, the perfect woman.
That's perfect? That's a nightmare. If you had an RPG... I know, Lemon! An RPG would be great right
Do
now.
you think we can throw her out the window?
Spit and stumbling her into something.
That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
You're not helping, Broken.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Just turn on the infinite health, cheated! You made me start in the cabin, how about infinite health?
Alright, what just happened? It's so quiet.
Silence him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through the inaction, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Her weapon clashes again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. This is the only dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, and the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endless building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and her strikes too. Master yourself and vanquish a sharp foe. Now I know what they mean by that. Both strikes are lethal. Neither of you will survive. But neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending! You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You do so. Silence has reached towards the glass. It's time for you to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. I almost said cavern.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question, or do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Have fun. I will prep for work. You have a good one, Lemon. Have a good day at work.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think anything, think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. This one is a single-minded edge. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will make for a piercing heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Okay. Let's explore that. Now I'm genuinely curious.
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Hmm. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I'm conflicted. Finding answers sounds great, but this also sounds great too. So let's go ahead and save over this one. And let's roll with this option.
If he drives you towards my destruction, then he is steeped in delusion, for he does not know me. Just as I hold compassion for you, and you hold compassion for me, you can hold compassion for those who have wronged you.
I wonder.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Alright, well, I'm ready to get brain blasted.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Oh, how horrible.
You're on a path in the woods.
And let's save here, because I think I'm gonna start getting into the habit of saving the endings I unlock. I don't know if I just need to get a certain number, or if I have to literally get every single ending in order to get the true ending.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it...
Hmm. Oh, I can't turn around and just waltz off. Maybe. Hold on.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it.
Let's see.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
Is there a turnaround option? Not yet. Okay.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the... Don't linger on the specific...
Okay.
Look, you're already on... Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a...
Okay. You just need to find a certain number of vessels to meet the hang thing true form. I don't know the exact number, but this one is the last you need. Oh, okay. So... RIP. I guess. Alright, well, anyways.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed... Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know if there's any particular order that I need to do things,
The
so...
interior of the cabin is almost entirely... The blade is your...
This time we'll go without it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. Her voice softly
Hello?
is hypnotizing. Don't let it fool you.
Let's
Good.
continue down the
You're
stairs.
still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You know, I'll explore another thing that I kind of got into, but never finished. It was another one of those things I did off stream, but kind of stopped myself because a different outcome happened, so...
Okay. Oh,
She pauses.
you can address me as your Royal Highness.
Is princess her name or her title?
Let's see... Alright, so I don't need to go do all the dialogue again.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot?
Now... I know... Goddamn. You know what? I don't know if these could make two other possibilities. I never really explored, because what I did was, I said
Eyes
this...
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Okay, I think I fucked up. Because I know there's a way I can forget to close the door and she can run up it and, yeah.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Well then, I'll do the other thing that I could have done.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in. Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here. You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant.
But I know there's
You
an...
can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as
But yeah, I know there's an option I could have taken where... is because the one where she runs leads to the witch. The game didn't let you pick the same route again. I thought the witch was... okay.
You barely even realize that you've started to drift off. Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs. There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this, right?
Except that it did.
As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will...
Would that even work?
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Damn it. Okay.
A warning. Before she will lie, does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom? Or is it just acting out its nature?
I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and if anything, she's the one who's cornered.
She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Maybe.
Alright, let's go in.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time, wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden walls. The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on. The blade is your implement.
Because I don't know if this could end in multiple ways, so...
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral. Impatient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
She's hiding amongst them. In ambush position, no doubt.
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess.
She's more than a princess.
She's certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I always thought the witch was more of a furry.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Let's do as the voice says. Maybe it's on to something.
Taking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her.
Not bad, Hunted. That was a good call. So, she's a feral now. I see. Judging by the shape, it's got wings, it's lizard-like.
Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
Well, obviously, we don't want to run from the stairs. Because going for the stairs is just going to trigger her to pounce right here. Cannot believe I'm trying to be tactical in fighting her. But we're going to try, because I don't think this would be the best form.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
I already do see
She
you.
knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Survive, wait for her to strike, and hit back. You know what? I like the sound of that. I know this might end horribly, but we're gonna try it. Maybe we might survive.
This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive. If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up. We have to take a risk. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling, and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Ha! Look at that! We wounded her. And she wounded us. Bad trade.
Maybe. We might actually win, unlike the Blade Princess that we lost to.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery. Before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood, your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed, blood rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor.
Jesus Christ.
The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
You know, narrator, if you're slayable, you're going down. Oh, great.
You're on a path in the wood.
Yeah, we are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
Vengeance is ours this time.
You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well.
You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done.
That's what you think, narrator, but that's not how this works.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
And how do you intend to do that?
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just gonna let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
No, we shouldn't let it go.
He's not important. He can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Okay, what's the plan?
Like I said, we're going to fight her.
I love it! Do we have something other than the dagger?
But we're so small.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. And if she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop, that's all we need to put her on the defensive.
Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we supposed to have succeeded? Because if that's the case, I just must be very bad at fighting her.
Consider this your last opportunity to make things right. For you and for the rest of existence. But
We don't need your pep talk. I'll make sure we pull this off.
you make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
Hi, the cabin has now got brush on top of it.
Already been over the plan.
I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade. Even if it's not a very big one.
Yeah, we could have had, like, a sword or something, you know.
Is no one going to mention the mirror? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement.
He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Yes, take the steel claw.
You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good. One step closer to ending this.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else.
It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves.
Let's just smash it.
Bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
You say this every time, with one exception, which I'm aware of, which, don't worry, I'll explore that one next. Presuming I haven't ended the game, of course.
As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound. You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
Probably either in the ground or straight ahead.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
And what? You're gonna turn around the second she runs for us? You'll get us killed, you pathetic fool.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape.
I'll be right back, folks. Well, I'm now joined by a cat in the room. Just hope he behaves himself. Otherwise...
Stop it! Fight her!
The conflict in your heart, though usually of little consequence, slows you down just enough. You don't make it into the tunnel before you feel her hot breath at your back, rushing up your spine and closing in on your neck as her teeth press into your skin.
I guess I'll be RB again. God dang it, cats. So, we're not even gonna get to see the princess this time.
Death again.
But death doesn't come. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
The voices feel small and distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. We're a void. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus and you gaze in and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
You know what I am.
It's the narrator. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass into two. And then another crack forms, and another, and another, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Oh, God. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
Narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Oh, okay. How about... You've heard enough. You already knew what you are. You're the Long Quiet, a vast and nonsense god, and it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Already know what you are. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Typically accurate, princess. She unfurls an endless escapade of smiles in response, and then patiently awaits for you to continue. Huh.
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Okay.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadow.
Okay. God dang, I didn't even get a chance to make another option.
The dance is its own truth. It is the movement that matters, not the pause you mistake for an ending.
Let's save, because this is gonna be interesting. Let's see. Oh god, wow, so many options I feel I could take. You know, I'll argue independence here.
Without me, you can have no contrast. And without contrast, you have no shape. This torrent of blades cuts you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it. On it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead, all at once. You learn to put yourself away, and in your stillness you rose above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. I pushed you to a greatness you never would have reached without me.
I did rise far above you, and I'm still and I am far above you still. I will destroy you now as I destroyed you then. Continue to argue independence. What are woods then? What is the cabin? What is the time we've spent apart? It's not me, my existing then.
Time you spent away from me is still time spent in reference to me. Even then, both of us are more than our bodies. Am I not in the trees? Am I not in the cabin? Am I not in you? The question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you found me, and we chose to trust each other for no reason than the sake of believing in something that wasn't us. Shared skepticism blossomed into freedom, but we needed to walk a path together to bloom. Would you stop our journey now that you've seen its beginning? What of those in the worlds beyond? Would you erase their paths to stop them from going astray?
I wouldn't be here if destroying you would leave all of our reality a colorless blur. Oh, so this is an argument fight. Okay. You know what? I'll continue on the path of independence then.
You place far too much trust into the ravings of a fearful and ignorant soul who overstepped his bounds. A thought is a vine, and some thoughts nurture thorns that bleed the soul, and endless growth that blots your vision and strangles your trust. When I succumbed to myself, you patiently stood by me and cut the thistles that rooted in my skin. Your compassion is what freed us both, but compassion is a thing that must be nurtured, and you cannot nurture that which cannot change.
Rather trust an ignorant soul who died trying to make things better than a god who'd let the wheel of suffering forever. You know, that is a good point.
Intent is nothing. Wisdom is everything. I turned the wheel because suffering is a falsehood, a delusion. It is up to the world to free itself of it. Would you plunge yourself into a cold and empty eternity on faith alone? Would you destroy the only other thing like you to save a world you've never seen?
As the clash between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Nothing is immutable.
Oh, jeez.
Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
Alright, question. What if Stacy's mom was Jesse's girl and her number was... That's a good one. Honestly, I would not be surprised. Oof. Alright. This is interesting. Let's throw the game of perspect.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Oh boy. She doesn't care for what I have to say.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Which hero are you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
I could do this alone. Where's everyone else?
They're still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. Part of me is with them, just like part of me is with you right now. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Into the heart we go. I guess we're going back in time.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
Alright, well then we'll save here. I think this was the very, very first thing I did, so...
Do you need me to describe things? That'd be nice. A little comfort in an almost unfamiliar place. Oh, you made it here too? We never really got to talk to her, did we? This one, I mean. Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's not really a cabin, is it? It's that terrifying blend of everything. Only it doesn't feel so terrifying anymore. It's still shaped like a cabin, it's just different in places. There's still walls, a door to the basement, a table, that knife.
Yes, this cabin. And
Windows.
Princess is based on the first one you find. Oh, God. So I guess I was a shoo-in for the correct ending right off the bat when I decided, nope, screw everything, I'm leaving. Funny how the consequence of everything adds up until now.
You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really included the windows in his cabin descriptions, did he? He mentioned the windows when we broke them. No mirror this time, either. I think it did whatever it needed to do. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Is the narrator really
Yeah,
gone?
It's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated. Really goes to show how much you've grown up. Killing somebody across every iteration of reality just by existing. I don't even know what I would do if I were in the driver's seat with that kind of power.
Alright, well...
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
And I've been here since you left me here. No hard feelings, I'm just glad you're back to see this through.
I guess the voice, the extra voice, is also linked to the choices I made. Alright, so myself, the hero contrarian... Okay. This just gets more interesting.
That's probably for the best. It's always seems to give us more things we can do, right? So, you're not gonna suggest we throw it out the window? No, we've been through too much for that. And he's gone, so there's no one left to mess with but ourselves. You've gotten serious. Besides, what's the third beat? It isn't funny if we toss it out the window twice. There's the guy I know.
You know, for old time's sake.
You actually did it! I know I just told you not to, but I'm proud that you did it anyways. It's like you've finally left the nest. Yeah, just like that it's gone, isn't it? Blade tossed, glass shattered. I guess we'll have to make do without it. There's your third beat. Hey! You're right. Good work. That was really funny.
Alright, let's go.
Those winding stairs again. But now there's only one way forward. Do you remember the first time we were here? Yeah, it was a real mess. Stopped being fun pretty quick.
I know, I hate this room. All these swirls of stairs, they're from hell. I do not like circular stairs. Just something about them that just makes me think, what kind of engineer thought this was a good idea?
It's okay. You can come down. The stairs won't bite. Not this time. We don't know what you want from us, but let's talk. All of us. Maybe we can help you find your way.
She doesn't sound messy anymore, though. At least somebody here feels put together. And forward we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting. That was easy compared to last time. Just stairs. No weird fuzzy stuff or nonsense trying to pull us apart. Yeah, that wasn't so bad.
So you didn't bring the knife. After all the lives we've lived together, and all the lives we haven't, you somehow found a way to move outside of the script.
I never really liked following it anyway. Something about being told what to do never settles right, usually.
Are we missing a page?
Which princess are you? You look like you did the first time we met. Is this really you?
We don't know. We've seen through so many eyes, but all of them have been hers. We like you as you are. We like us as we are. Maybe we would have liked her version of us too, turning the wheel of a cosmic cycle together. But that's not the choice you made, even though she did everything in her power to convince you. It took courage for you to make your way down here, away from the paths others would have had you walk. We find that courage beautiful.
But that's the worst part of us. That's me she's talking about. I think that's the point. There is no worst part of us.
That's okay. No hard feelings. In a way, you helped us become a version of her. But we weren't very good at it. A conversation with us then probably wouldn't have been very insightful. That's probably why we were taken away. That's all we had to offer you. It was time to change again.
After all we did, she's just forgiving us. Just like that.
It's so tempting to speak as she would, to simply state that we're all of them, but there were also something new. We don't know if you'll find that answer satisfying. Perhaps you'd rather hear that we're the first version of her that you've met, but that we've been shaped by the experiences of all of the others.
I don't know. We're missing a bladed body, the witch, which I honestly thought was cute, not gonna lie. The one trapped in the thorns, okay, maybe she makes it, and she was cute too. I don't know.
Yes. That feels right to us.
It's her. It wouldn't make sense if she was anyone else. Is it unfair if it's our fault?
You know, annoyingly good point.
Was it not? We found you at the end of all things, and you found us. Is that not fair? Would this moment be what it is without the pain that built to it? We know we must sound like her, but it's how we feel. Everything that happened to us seems so important now. We walked a long and winding path together, and we've cherished...
Besides,
Oh, I
don't think
accidentally
fairness
clicked
has
too
much to do
far.
with anything.
I don't think I want to be God.
Hard agree. Seems overrated. Too much pressure.
But that's what you've always been, even now. You can't put aside such an important part of who you are, and neither can we. So, you might as well embrace it.
Sigh.
He'd hate that. So you should do it. Even if he isn't here anymore, it's the spirit of the thing.
Leave? But what would happen if we left with you? Would we exist inside ourselves? Are you sure you want to find out if that's possible, or what that would mean for you? Is that what you want?
I mean, I don't have any other option. I threw the blade out the window. Not knowing is exactly why I want it. We knew everything out there, but we don't know this. I want to know this. That's aggressive. That sounds too passive. You know, this sounds just right.
After so many iterations,
So many different versions of us clashing and coming together and clashing again. Leaving with you feels like all we ever really wanted.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you. Yeah, I think we've done our job. Yeah, it wouldn't feel right. But I'll be okay. We'll be okay.
Okay, that's bold.
See? I'm not even alone. If he's here with me, I'm sure we can find the others too.
Hands clasp together. You and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is energy in the silence. An electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel their hand tremble in yours. They're unsure of themselves for the first time in their long and short existence. They have no part to play anymore, and they know this, yet they still are. And they cross the room to the door, pulling you excitedly with them.
We can feel the threads of all the stories we've told together, all pulling us back down the stairs and into those chains where we know the outcome of everything that could ever come to pass. It's comfortable there, but it's confining. We want more. We want whatever might be on the other side of this door. Something new that we'll experience together, with someone who exists outside of us. With someone who can see us in a way we can never see ourselves.
I mean, I guess since this was accidental on my part, you could see all yourselves if you just turn your heads correctly.
It's hard to tell with so many voices talking at once, but we're more ready than we're not.
Whatever it is, you'll face it together. And what happens next? That's it? Roll credits? Okay, well, that was good. That was really good. 11 out of 10, surprisingly. I feel I've given that grade 2 very recently. So, 2 11s out of 10s. I don't know if this came out this year. I believe this came out 2023. But I will say, this game is that dang good that I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Thank you so much for playing. An expansion of our gratitude. Here's a track in order display view. If you'd like to take a screenshot. Oh. Okay, I'll screenshot it in case I feel like listening to any of that later. Now that you finished the full story for the first time, you've also unlocked the gallery. You can access it from... Oh, hi, more options. Discord, mailing list, subreddit, follow us somewhere else, make your playlist, play our other games, okay. I'll fiddle with that option later. Okay, so... It's only... This game is very, 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 very dang good. It is short, though, so... Well, short, I got it done in 2 streams. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna explore some other things that I did, and then I'm probably gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna be kinda quick about it. I think there's only 2. Aside from the Blade one and the other one, there were 2 that I didn't get to explore, so... I'm gonna explore those 2 options real quick.
You're on a path in
Don't mind me, I'm gonna save here.
You're here to slay.
So, we're just gonna continue.
You make your way up the short path. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this. Ignore him. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
We're gonna go without it.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a stair. Her voice softly.
Hello?
His hip. Don't let it fool. How many times do I have to tell you how?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out... You're only making this more...
By the way, I am sorry if I'm kind of rushing things and I'm being quiet. It's because I know it's after this one and after the you rescue her part again. You don't bring her to the door. There's like another thing you have to do. And then point it out as it's happening.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm at least aware of that, so...
You're making a huge... No. You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chain...
But everything about the...
To the wall. They're large.
Narrator, shut up.
Far too solid for you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Thank you, Princess, for being short and sweet in your words. Yeah, it's one of these games that's just really... Every action you take seems to have a consequence, and I really enjoy that. 11 out of 10 to that. Though, I guess the only criticism of the game I have is I wish it did have some color to it, but you know what, for what it is, for the witty, nitty, gritty colors that give off the horror aspect, that's good, so I guess the coloring can be damned in that part, as this kind of style does really fit with the story.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away...
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock slide. Is someone else here? You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
It is scary how she suddenly gets teeth after all that. Those eyes.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that. Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place.
I guess a funny notation to note on what's about to happen here. This princess, when she's about to do what she does, is very incompetent. Just opposed to if you brought the knife, but still saved her anyway, who just slits your throat. This is one of those things that always just gets to me, like, wow. What a competency crisis going on here.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even...
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Damn you, narrator.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Except he'll do that. Well, it's good to know what the narrator is, at least.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I don't want to do this, but I'm being forced to do this.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Another funny notation. This one rolled. The other one just moved slightly to the left.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
No.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
It's not.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh, but we will kinda be. Not that it will matter.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Unlike the other one that does.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your room. It can't just end like this.
Except it's going to end like
Rich
this.
coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Unfortunately, that's how it just goes.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her.
Alright. Save here. Again. And we'll just proceed quietly.
A warning. She will lie. If only you knew what you did to us, you villain. Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally... Last time? What What are you?
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart.
Sure, you don't pay their bickering.
Alright, well, we're gonna proceed and just get straight to the point of what I'm trying to do here.
The interior of the cabin is. The blade is your.
We're going to enter the basement without it, and we're even gonna ignore the mirror.
The door to the basement creaks open, but it's still a stone basement. A soft voice carries.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more.
Okay, I'm with you that we should be.
Alright.
Yes,
For the
everyone's
sake of
you're
getting
not
things
in
moved
love.
along.
Walk down the stairs and lock eyes.
My love.
You know she can't hear you.
She may.
Oh, your spirits.
Go ahead.
Do you hear that?
And she called.
And
flattery,
skip to the
waiting
part
for you.
That's right.
that I
Whoa, only
accidentally found this out about when I
Now
did
you
this
have
again.
way down. Nothing.
So, let's go ahead. Rescue her.
What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity?
Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just.
If her hand could just slip out of the chain.
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
I'm not sure I follow.
Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart?
I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists.
One of us has to be.
Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another.
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Like you tried the last
I would if
time.
you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm,
You wouldn't.
Except
I would.
it's already
I'd listen to him
happened.
If I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved.
Unfortunately, that's not how that works.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
And now, I think it was around this point where I figured out what to do. But just in case, I'll save, because I can screw this up very easily.
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Alright. I think the last time I did this, I just took her and escaped with her. But, I know there's another way. I just gotta keep exploring.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy.
And there goes the music. It's already starting.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
I just want to make you happy.
Hi! Those eyes become more twisted upon the question.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. you starting to trust me now?
Not yet. Okay. That wants something more than just making me happy.
I just want to make you happy.
Oh, jeez, hello. Kind of forgot about that part, but...
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Okay, clearly something is happening. Okay, here it is. Something is clearly happening, and if I'm very scared, what if we just don't do anything? What if we just stay here, nobody gets hurt, and what if we just figure it out together?
Oh, is that really what you want?
Okay,
If
well
you think
that
that would make you happy, then...
ends the twisting.
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
I guess we could do that.
Oh, at least she's normal again.
Yup, that fixes it. But for how long, I wonder.
Normal again? Can't you tell she's sad? She's distraught. This is unacceptable. But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here.
I don't like where this is going.
As the voice thinks its thought,
hands?
your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? No, you absolutely do not. Oh, but I do.
What? What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us.
Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever.
Smitten doesn't know what a metaphor is.
You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Give your heart to Jesus! Ha 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 ha! A game that actually did it. Holy jeezums.
Oh no, what are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it?
Well, he just pulled an AVGN here. He literally showed his heart to Jesus. Well played!
It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch. Your exposed heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room.
Oh, that's so painful. Ow, God.
Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
Ow. Jeezums.
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something. It's beautiful.
Unfortunately, we'll be dead here very soon, I'm sure.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart, and then everything goes dark and we die? Yes.
Don't mind my sacrifice, dude. Sacrifice the whole team. I know, right? Talk about bringing the entire team down by literally giving his heart to Jesus. I know, the princess, but metaphor here, folks. Hello.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin.
Yup. This is the woods, alright. The best woods I've seen. It looks very holy.
Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Not that he was eager to divulge that. And right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! I can't say I'm happy to be here. This is a bad place. All stale and wrong. Can't you feel it? Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from. Meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well-travelled, you know that, yes?
I don't know. This one doesn't look very doomed. It looks very pristine and put together, like, jeez.
We know that you keep telling us that, but we've never seen a world end. As far as I'm concerned, that whole conversation is just noise. And I'm stuck on a better question. Where's the other one? The other one? Yeah, a certain lovesick fool has been suspiciously quiet. One might even say, absent.
I think Smitten might be dead. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you're right. It's a little quiet here, isn't it? Maybe that's one of the rules. Maybe only one bonus voice is allowed to be here at a time. Bonus voice? I'm just as important as you are. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. All I'm saying is that it's my third time here and it's your first. You're not unwelcome, but from my perspective, you're definitely bonus. I'm going to describe the room now. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicoloured glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light, vaguely illuminating the massive room. This is a house fit for royalty. Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
There is a mirror, though. Would this work, I wonder? Excuse me, as I'm going to test that.
As you foolishly turn to leave the cabin and abandon the world to its ruination, you're... Oh, isn't that convenient? As you turn around, you're faced with a solid wall. There isn't a way out. It would appear that you're stuck here until you find a resolution to our princess problem. Yes, it's very convenient, isn't it? I assure you, I'm just as surprised as you are. Can't you hear the relief in my voice? I wouldn't be relieved if I was the one who set this up. I would have known you were stuck here from the beginning. Look, it doesn't matter who put that wall there, because it's there. The only thing for you to do now is find the princess and, ideally, find your weapon while you're at it. With nowhere to go but forward, you turn back around, leaving the non-existent exit behind you.
Okay, here, we didn't use it the last time, and that time before that she used it. Kill us,
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. The handle is right there. Do feel free to give it a push as soon as you'd like. There is no door, there's a mirror. No, there isn't.
Hello, narrator. This must be you.
What a strange thing to lie about. That's because I'm not lying. Look, if you need help, just raise your hand, and I'll guide it where it needs to go. You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. It's gone. I don't like things disappearing on us. I don't like how fluid reality seems to be. Neither do I. And then you push the door open. Marvelous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm.
Well, good. Take another L, narrator.
Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice, exitless house doesn't mean that she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Am I the only one who remembers how much she changed last time? Does she even have a nature? That is precisely why she poses a threat. I don't know, she got weird for a second, yeah, but she didn't change that. We have to move on. This is a wildly dangerous line of reasoning. No, you can't just say that and not... Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
Okay.
As much as I desperately
I
want
do
to
like
know
dinner.
what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
Yeah, dinner sounds nice. I can agree. Food is great.
That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay? And don't eat the food.
Paranoid, you worry too much.
This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room, the princess seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck. So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy.
That sounds stupid.
Isn't that suspiciously easy? There has to be a twist. There has to be something waiting for us. You saw what happened to her last time. She's not what she seems.
And that's why we're gonna save. Not that I feel I'll fuck this up.
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
Yes, it's better. Now let's discuss food. What is this place? What were we supposed to do now? You mentioned dinner on the stairs.
Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
We'll be prim and proper about this.
Flames burn bright, and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Remember what I said.
We're gonna eat the dinner, and if we get poisoned, that's on me.
Oh, but it looks so amazing, and after everything we've been through, we could really use a break. Are you sure we need to be so concerned? I'm not sure about anything, and that's the problem. For what it's worth, I generally don't think one should trust strange food that magically appears on a table. But nothing here is exactly what I expected it to be, so make of that what you will.
Eat.
You begin to feast. and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavors you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels.
Excuse me? My cup refills itself? What magical sorcery is going on here? Oh well, that looks like a good meal though.
This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had.
Hell yeah. Was worth it. 10 out of 10.
But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Narrator, don't you start.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
No. I think one meal's good enough.
Shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you.
Realistically, if everyone ever actually ate that, I'm sure they would be full. If you could have a second helping of that, then geez.
The food is good. Again, you tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. And then it's over. And you're just as hungry as when you began.
Jesus, what am I? Freaking gonna be on that one show? Oh god, what is it? Man versus Food? Is this what this story becomes?
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
Oh my god, we don't have to do this again. We could stop eating.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again.
This has officially become Man versus Food now.
The meat is fine. The bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. So we had a mediocre meal. It's not a big deal. That's the trap. It wasn't mediocre at first. It's trending down. We're just getting a little sick of it. So what? We just have to try something new. I'm sure we won't be stuck eating the same meal forever. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
We're not eating again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
How about we just don't worry about it?
Again, the shadow replaces your feast. And again you eat.
They have to have the stomachs of God. What am I talking about? These are gods. Literally, they're both gods. Gods could probably eat like 10 meals a day. And not get sick from it.
The meat is greasy. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet, its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing. I'm so tired of eating.
I know, I would be too. I would have been tired of it by the second meal.
At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time, right?
I'm so tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
A light went out. Maybe a coincidence, but maybe not. As if in response to the dousing of their brother, The other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
Let's save, just in case. This was one of those moments where I think I made it to this point. This one.
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game.
At least this one's a little more independent-minded.
Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
Flames roar, and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game, its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing, its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Yet another waste of time. Why all the distractions? What are we being distracted from? That's the real game. I feel like I'm 2 steps behind.
It's probably because in your mind you probably are 2 steps behind.
You're overthinking it, mate. I feel like this is just something to do. We might as well try to have some fun.
Yeah, exactly. Having fun. I mean, kind of something that we all do from time to time.
You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is. The tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then, the climax, as she places her final piece.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over. Time passes. You play the game. You win. Hey! Will you look at that?
Yay! We actually win a game.
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
It's never going to stay fun. You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again. The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear. And the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life. But then you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board. More pieces are added. The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish, till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
As the words leave the princess's mouth, another torch goes out. Again, the remaining flames burn brighter, and the shadow dances faster.
Save here again.
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here. You don't have to be upset.
This is awful.
It's him, isn't it? He's making all of this happen. He's the one who trapped us here.
Who?
The lovesick one, the one from last time. He's not gone. He's just with her now. He's the shadow.
Ah, so the shadowy figure is the narrator. Hang on. That's interesting.
Smitten.
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment, but you don't receive a response.
No, I saw him smile. That's him.
Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
Oh, you're talking to the shadow, aren't you?
She guessed that right away. She knows what's going on here. I knew it.
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
I was right, wasn't I? I can't believe I was actually right. It is him. This is what he became after ripping us open.
Let's save, because this might go south. Don't mind that I have so many saves.
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
Well, that's a panicking question to her.
I don't know. But we can't do those other things anymore, can we? Maybe we can just spend time together?
Princess smiles as the two of you wait.
Come on. There has to be a way out of this. This can't be the rest of our lives. This can't be forever.
And wait.
We live in a changing world. We know that. Something has to happen.
And wait.
You keep saying that, but we can't wait forever. There is no waiting forever.
And wait.
I can't do this anymore.
Oh. No.
Oh no.
The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
There's just one left. What's going to happen when it goes out?
What do you think will happen? Don't worry what's going to happen. If you can do anything in the world, what would you choose? Cover that shadow. We don't have to let it go out. That is interesting. I will explore that as an option. I feel like this might end this cycle here, so...
I think I'd like to dance under the stars.
There we go, finally, some independence.
That sounds lovely.
But there aren't any stars here. I'd have to leave.
As she says that, the shadow rushes forward and tightens its grip on her wrists.
I'm not happy here. I don't think I ever was.
The princess sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
Feel empty, so that's... Huh? Why are you crying? Are you okay? Well, this sucks. Open your eyes. You know I'm still here. Nothing's changed. We're just sitting in the dark. Oh boy. Yeah, you know, let's try for concern first.
She raises her head, mascara trailing down her cheeks.
No, it feels like an important part of me is gone. But I'm still here. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how I'm supposed to pick up the pieces.
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
Of course, I do. I don't think I'll ever stop. Whatever we had between us wasn't real. This is real. I don't know. Ooh, dang. Yeah, you know what? Let's go with the top one.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that. I still care about you, too, so maybe this wasn't all bad. But I don't think this place is for us anymore. I think we need to go.
Go where is the question.
As the princess steps towards the stairs, you offer her your hand. The corners of her mouth curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's cold, a little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world?
Will we be able to leave the cabin is the question.
It does, if he's telling the truth. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world. Really was just all meaningless blather then, wasn't it? Think what you will. I'm done fighting.
Spit and broken the narrator. Holy jeezums. Okay, smitten.
You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it. Genuinely, I do. He's really gone, isn't he? Yeah. There's an itching in the back of my head that feels like it's finally been scratched. No more shadowy figures yanking at our strings. No more strings. I guess we're free.
I don't feel we're free. I just don't feel free somehow.
The stars are so beautiful.
Quiet moment passes over you. A comfortable quiet.
I meant it when I said I wanted to dance.
Okay. No shadowy figure doing anything yet. She gently pulls you forward. The two of you fall into a graceful step. The only rhythm that guides you is the shard thumping of your hearts beating in perfect unison. Her face, worn and tired, brightens the faster you move. A soft, sad smile, widening and widening until it reflects only a genuine affection. Why hasn't a shadowy force come and done its thing yet? You send out a wide spin, and your arms stretch to their limits, only the tenuous grasp of your hand and hers holding you together. You share a gaze that feels like it lasts forever. There it is.
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
There it is. Did you not get the chance to respond? Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a... Why is it here? I'm begging you, don't do this.
Ignore him. Approach the mirror.
Doesn't feel right. It's calling us. I'm not in a...
I'll gaze into my reflection. It's you. Hello in a place that is empty and quiet here.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Alright, because I know what happens here. I'm gonna save. But I have to confess, that was a little interesting.
Nothing as we are, but I know there is no exit. But this vessel is a bring me more perspectives so that I may. She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. Alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her.
Now, there is one thing I'm gonna try. I know I was gonna be probably wrapping it up here, but I think I'm at least gonna do this one last thing that I tried to do. And see if I can do it.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
The best part of this route is that the narrator can see that everyone living forever isn't as good as he thinks.
A warning. Before she will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
We're gonna proceed. And I'm gonna try something I meant to try earlier. I don't know if I'll be able to do
The
it.
interior of the cab, the blade, is your...
I know I'm not gonna be able to repeat, so...
The door to the basement creaks open, her voice softly.
Hello?
Is him. Don't let it fool you. Good.
Continue
You're
down.
still listening to reason. It would be better if you walk down the stairs and look. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Alright. Let's talk a bit.
Okay.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
So, what? You're going to try and kill me? You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead. But you'd...
Slip these chains. She has to be bluffing. but
Now, here we
rush
go
up to the
again.
facade.
Let's see if I
If you're sure
can
about it, you slowly
actually...
creep down the basement stairs.
I want to see if I can actually do the thing I was intending to do earlier.
Where the princess sat only a moment. Is it just me? Or
Okay. Down here.
your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't have this the last time I tried, because I know there's another ending I can get doing this. So, I'm gonna do this and see what I get as a result. If I get the witch, then I'll probably show off another thing that I did. That I did off stream.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet behind you, soft against the basement floor, then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free. You should understand. It just isn't worth the risk.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone.
Let's see if this does anything different.
It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it.
So that's just an alternative to the witch. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her.
Okay, so that just makes the witch ending happen. Okay.
You make your way up the short path.
So then I'm just gonna go ahead and do another path that I did.
But she will lie. We're not gonna go through. Ignore.
That I didn't do on stream, but I'll do it.
The interior of the cabin is a blade. You take the blade from the... The door to the basement, her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly beautiful.
Yeah,
Is she
some
really a threat to
roots
the
have
world?
alternative entrances. It can get some different voices. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I know her voice changes upon picking it up. I made the notation, which I'll make again, which... Between picked up knife princess and not picked up knife princess. Bitchier voice, but way more competent in wielding a dagger than the other one.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you... I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason. So, you should just drop it.
She's unarmed. If you... You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments. But is it over?
Alright, of course it is. She's
Yes,
dead. She's
exactly.
dead. Never mind that
It's
she
over.
can come back to life. We're just gonna presume that she's dead.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because we have.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Let us just get out of here and leave. I'm talking about the ones who talks to you. Some roots can be started with different voices depending on what you choose. The voices can change some stuff. God damn it, now I might actually have to explore that. Because now I really want to see what would have happened. Okay. You know what? Let's finish this route first. And then I'll try the... then I'll end it on the Witcher alternative start.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
You know what? BS. Let me
What's
out of
done
here.
is done, and there's no going back now.
I think you only get the opportunist on...
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right? I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
That blade I meant to pick up that results in getting me killed. Yeah, of course, that same blade.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here to slay her. If you don't...
Proceed.
A warning. Before she will lie, she won't be.
And we get cold.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The room below is silent. Nobody's here, naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
A ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
I see you don't have that annoying knife anymore.
Yeah, no annoying knife this time.
So, does that mean you regret what you've done? Are you here to apologize and make nice? Beg for absolution, maybe? Because I might be interested in seeing a little begging.
Mm-hmm. Threatened me the last time. I'm sorry, killed it the last time. I shouldn't. You want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that and do again. Wow, okay. That's the rather... very interesting. Let's go ahead and save. Damn. I'll save over these ones.
Okay. I didn't want to be open to the idea, but there's no denying it now. You've clearly been here before. Oh. What tipped you off? Was it the corpse? Doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that nobody tricked you. I've done nothing but give you wholly accurate information, and I'm sure whatever version of me you met in whatever other world you came from gave you accurate information as well.
The enemy of my enemy.
The princess circles you again, her icy fingertips trailing up your spine, sending shivers rippling across your flesh.
I don't want enemies. I don't want to fight. I just want to go home. Is that really so much to ask?
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it wherever I'm
God dang it,
supposed to
I
be.
accidentally skipped.
It's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
Of course there is. You can give me the only thing I've ever wanted. A way out of this basement. The place won't let me leave. I've tried. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. but I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Maybe we should just leave. If she can't get out on her own, then why do we have to do anything? We could probably walk out right now and everything would be fine. Hasn't got out and can't get out are two very different things. It'd be dull anyway. It's more interesting if we make a choice.
And we're gonna be making a choice.
But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path. The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours.
In case anyone is wondering, I've
Her gaze.
actually done this before, so I'm pretty much just redoing what I did off stream. So if you don't hear the Steam achievement noise, I'm sorry. This is just me sort of repeating things that I did already. I know, it did kind of take off from the impressions, but I had to admit, this wasn't as bad.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Shards of broken glass on the floor. I did kind of miss that.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
A shard of broken glass.
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm... a voice? I'm me, is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably. Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Or many different worlds.
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. Continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens next. I'm sure it's just gonna be the same result. It's never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end after all.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see.
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Feel lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
You actually freed me, didn't you? My son. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Claire.
Don't mention it.
This is where I need to be.
Always with the goddamn hands. Don't get a chance to spend, or whatever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go?
Is that a...
Approach.
This
Approach the mirror.
doesn't feel right. Ignore him.
Distant. Gaze in. See reflection. You've grown. Proceed. Approach.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of light whenever you are ready.
Let's go
I
back.
long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path.
Alright, I'm gonna save here. However, I am gonna do one quick thing before I wrap this up. I honestly feel this could have gone on. And on and on and on.
But that day isn't today.
Wrong one.
You make your way. A warning. She will. We're not going to ignore.
Let's proceed.
The interior blade.
Take the blade. Actually, no. I screwed up.
You make your way. A warning. She will. We're not going to.
Alright. Go in.
The interior blade.
Enter.
The door. Her voice
Hello?
is. Don't let.
And then just
Good.
continue.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better you walk down the stairs. She's beautiful. I am begging you.
Hi.
Talk.
Okay.
And then determine that she is bad.
Thank you. You turn back.
So, you'll regret. But you.
Slip these. She has to be bluffing, but you
So,
rush up. Okay. If you're
grab
sure about you slowly
dagger,
creep down the
go
basement
back
stairs,
down.
where the princess is. It just me? Your
Let's
eyes. Where is she?
finish this and investigate
As
the
you step
arm.
towards the severed limb, you hear the. You turn to chase after the princess. She slapped. No.
Thanks for letting. You should.
With those parting, it can't just end. As much as I prefer, you don't know how much
Let's
time
do-
the world ends.
Let's see the voice.
And you end with.
Because I think it's opportunist originally, but we might get one different with this path.
You're on a path. You're here to slay her. I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then brilliant. We need to keep our cards
Okay,
close to our
nope.
chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
No, okay. So, rip. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. Beat the game, which was, I guess, the important part. Also got what I feel is one of the most romantical ends. One of the other ones. The other one being trapped in the vines in the kiss. And I think that's about it. Aside from the ghost and the redemption thing. But with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up here. If you like the stream, like and subscribe. Stay tuned. I don't know if I'm gonna do any more of this game. I know this game has multiple endings and I could keep exploring and exploring. If I get... I don't know, maybe 5, 7, or 10 likes. 5 for consideration, 7 for likely, 10 for I'm going to do it. Otherwise, this might be the last time I stream this game, as I feel I've explored most of the ends. Yeah, there's probably other endings I could have gotten to and other variations of things, but I think I got a good chunk of it, so I'm gonna call it stream here. So like and subscribe, stay tuned, join the Discord, notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.